Well, I've been trying to rack my brain and trying to get round the result tonight, because when we saw the starting lineup with 8 young academy players, I think we all thought the worst, didn't we? And we just all thought it was going to be Nuno sending a message out to the board, maybe. This is all I've got available to play. Or I don't know what message, if it was a message to the board, it certainly backfired, because the young lads tonight in the first half, even after going a goal down, demonstrated what West Ham United are all about. Should we have been surprised that our academy players actually turned up and played football the way we want West Ham United to play football? The lineup: Herrick in goal. I've forgotten who's played. Herrick in goal, Veltman at right back, Gollum Beckis with Kilman. Kilman was captain. Ezra Myers at left back. You had Kante, Orford in the middle of the park. You had Ajala out wide. You had La Madrid in there. You had Pirro in there. I'm sorry, I've forgotten who else played, but it was all youngsters, apart from the senior players being Veltman, being Pirro, and Kante played as well. And we looked at that. We looked at the lineup and we said to ourselves, this is not going to be a pleasant evening. And when we went 1-0 down, we thought this is going to get, from bad to worse. But do you know what? These young players demonstrated just how good West Ham United can be when you play on the front foot. Because there is nothing about this performance that was bad, indifferent, or anything like that. It was a performance that we deserved. We deserved the win. We deserved the way we played. We deserved. Hang on, let's get some more light. We deserved the win. The way we played, the way we moved, the way we attacked the opposition away from home. This wasn't a team coming out away from home in the cup trying to sit back and absorb the pressure. This was a team that said we're going to come out and win. I don't know what's happened to Nuno. He must have had a lobotomy between Saturday and tonight. But let's be honest, who would have thought that this team would have beaten Southampton at their ground, given that we had so many youngsters out on the pitch? But well done. There have got to be some. And then of course we went 2-1 up, and then he brought the big guns on. Of course, with the likes of Solomon coming on, Bowen coming on, Engels, etc., to shore it up. And then they just carried on where the youngsters left off. They were on the front foot. They were up for it. They were attacking. Every time we attacked, we looked like we were going to score. And this is all we want from West Ham United. We want effort. We want to be on the front foot. We don't want to be dilly-dallying. We don't want to be put in, sort of passing sideways, no penetration at all. We want a team that's going to go for it. And tonight, the young lads demonstrated that they were going to go for it, and we did extremely well. I'm so pleased, because none of us saw this result. Let's talk about the lineup, because it is quite interesting. What message was Nuno Espirito Santo putting out? Was he saying to the board, you're not backing me in this transfer window. This is all I've got available. So I'm going to, put the youngsters out. And if by doing that, what result was he expecting to get? Was he actually expecting that team to put in the performance that they did? Because we were absolutely superb. Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, that should be the end of our transfer window, that we should just rest on our laurels because, a lot of these youngsters shone. I think we've still got work to do. We need experience in there as well. You can't rely on the youngsters. One thing playing in a cup competition and risking it with youngsters and hoping it might pay off. Quite another thing going through a 46-season campaign, championship campaign, and trying to get away with it with youngsters. So we still need more players to come in, and let's hope it happens. Of course, we've heard, with Diouf being away, definitely gone. Areola apparently picked up a knock, an injury before the team was announced. I don't believe that, but let's see what happens there. I said, just the other day that apparently Areola was quite happy to stay at West Ham United, and then everybody expected him to start, and then Finlay Herrick started instead. But let's talk about some youngsters. Herrick, I think, had a bit of a, not a very comfortable game. but he's young. He'll get better, but it shows he's still not ready. Third choice, maybe, certainly not second choice. Golan Beckis at the back, I think, was extremely good, played really well. And ironically, Kilman played better because he had a decent... I don't know, who's the worst defender between Kilman and Dinos? Because every time you put a half-decent player alongside them, one or the other shines. And Golan Beckis tonight, I think, did extremely well. Joel Veltman at right back went a lot more forward than I thought he would, and I think he played exceptionally well. Ezra Myers, I think, was okay, solid, but decent. But the players that I think shone tonight was Lewis Orford again. I think Lewis Orford had an excellent game in midfield, controlled it, his passing ability, his technical skill and everything, I think was exceptional. Really, really happy for him. I think Le Madrid was okay. Kante was okay. Kante certainly played an awful lot better than he did on Saturday in the first half against Charlton. Le Madrid, I think there's more to offer. But for me, the player that really, really shone was, Golan Beckis, I said, Lewis Orford, I said, and Josh Ajala. Absolutely superb. Pace, skill, anticipation, the way he moved, the way he set himself up, I think was exceptional tonight. And I think he's an option as one of our attacking players from the bench. I think he's played himself into the senior squad. Maybe at times when things aren't going well, you might want to start him. But if not, then certainly have him on the bench and give him 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes if the game's not going for us, because he's got pace in abundance. He's primarily a striker. He usually plays down the middle, but he's shown that he can do a job on the right-hand side. And great header for the first goal. And what anticipation for the second goal, where he anticipated the ball, he won it, and then a superb finish to put us 2-1 up. Shows the lad has got confidence. Thank God he's signed an extended contract with West Ham United to keep him here for another couple of years, because he was promised that perhaps he might eventually get a breakthrough. This might be his breakthrough season, because I think he was absolutely fantastic. I really, really enjoyed watching Josh Ajala. I really enjoyed watching Orford. I really enjoyed watching Golan Beckis. But for me, Ajala shone tonight. He really, really shone, and well done to him. And then, of course, the senior players came on. Solomon looked busy. He looked like he was up for it. And I'm really, really pleased that Tati Castellanos scored a goal made by Jared Bowen. And Bowen, what Bowen does, coming on and doing his trademark goal as well. So well done to them. Well done to this team. Well done to West Ham United for coming away against Southampton in the Cup and putting a team that I really thought, I think everybody thought we weren't going to get anything with. And those young lads put in a fantastic performance I don't think they'll forget for quite a long time. Well done to them. Do I praise Nuno for doing that? Well, I don't know what Nuno's intentions were. That's the only thing. I don't know what his intention was by putting out that kind of team in the first place. We all thought it was going to go wrong. But what do we know? We're fans. We know nothing about football. But then when the senior players came on, Engels and Bowen and Solomon and Tati Castellanos, they came on and they picked up where they left off. Because I actually got worried at a point where I thought they're going to revert to type. They're going to start playing keep ball and not getting through anything, no penetration, etc. But they carried on where the youngsters left off. And every time we looked like we were attacking, we looked like we might score. And it was so pleasing to see West Ham United play this way. Clearly, Nuno, you know how to set up a team to attack. Let's just do it for the rest of this do it every single game from the here on in. Because this is the kind of performance that will win us promotion. And if we keep at it, we'll win us automatic promotion. We do still need players. So let's go out and get them. You've got to forget the players that don't want to play for West Ham, and that includes Malik Diouf. He's better. He thinks he's better than he actually really is. He absolutely isn't. And if we get the 35 to 40 million pound for him, take the money and run, West Ham United, and go out and get ourselves a left back and a couple of other players that we need. Well done. Well done. I'm really pleased. It's not a performance and it's not a result that I thought that I'd be talking about tonight, especially looking at the lineup. But fantastic. Move on to Watford. It's a marker. This is a marker. It demonstrates that we're capable, we're good enough, and fingers crossed we'll move on from here and start playing on the front foot every single game. Let's not go back to type. Let's not revert to type this coming Saturday against Watford. Let's go for it. And you never know. We might win that game pretty easily as well.